What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new Dying Light 2 video. In this one, we're actually going to be talking about another writer who has left Dying Light 2. This one is a little different though, just because he's actually decided to stop working with Techland, it seems like. With Chris Avlon, the whole point of ending cooperation was because of the allegations. And in the situation with David Bergantino, he was actually moving on to the next big title that Techland's going to be putting out after Dying Light 2. So he's working on that now. And in the newest one, his name is Powell Salinger, if that's right, Salinger, something like that. He was an art director and writer for Dying Light 2. I do believe the main role he played, though, was just with the writing. And after 22 years, he's now deciding to end his cooperation with Techland. So basically, I'm going to break it down for you guys. There's really two ways you can look at the Dying Light 2 situation right now. The first route's going to be that Dying Light 2 is a mess. The writing is not done. They're still midway through and they're having writers leave left and right. Now, with that being said, I hate seeing people go out there and say that Dying Light 2 is a mess, the story's not done, they're bringing in new writers or whatever, because we just don't know at this point. Now, the second option after the first one is basically the complete opposite. This is where Dying Light 2's story is majority done or completely done, and we have all these writers moving on to different projects. And it just so happens that this Powell guy, after 22 years, decided to stop working with Techland. I mean, that's easily possible. Now, this is the route I believe that is happening right now, and I hope that is happening. It's possible that the first one is happening, but I really don't think so, and I'm going to explain that here. So first of all, just to point out a message we got from the community manager just a few days ago. He's read through the whole story of Dying Light 2, and yeah, he's read through the whole thing. So that's like the number one indicator that the story's done. I mean, unless we're being lied to here and they're only halfway through it and he's just saying that. Or maybe there's some more fine details to work out inside of the story. Definitely still possible, but I don't think he would come out and say that he's read the whole story through. It just doesn't add up, you know what I mean? I mean, do you really think that if they were having writing problems on Dying Light 2 right now, that the community manager would be coming out and saying, I've read the whole story? I mean, I would think they would be staying well away from that topic if they were really having a lot of trouble here. Another big thing I can bring up is the fact that David Bergantino, the other writer that actually left out of the three, he's actually moving on to the big project that Techland's working on after Dying Light 2. So do you really think they would bring on a guy from Dying Light 2 to a big new project if the story wasn't done? Or, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. If the story of Dying Light 2 wasn't done, they wouldn't be bringing him on to the next big game. I mean, if the story was so screwed up, they probably wouldn't even be wanting him to work on the next big game. Let's be honest here. That's just another thing that wouldn't add up if they were really having so many story issues right now. Another thing I think is a byproduct of the story being majority done or all the way done possibly is the fact that the Chris Avlon situation went so smoothly and quickly. I mean, it seems like Chris Avlon and Techland had no doubt that it was just the easiest thing to do was to end cooperation. I mean, it happened quick, it happened easy, and there was peace between the two. So I just don't think that would have happened so easily if the story was in a stage that they were still working on crucial parts and everything like that. Especially since the reason Chris Avlon left basically is just to keep drama away from Dying Light 2. It seems like that was really what they wanted to do with that end of cooperation there. Because if you really dive into the Chris Avlon situation, I mean, there's really no evidence in that situation and no, you know, it's not going to court or anything like that. It was just some stupid Twitter thing that's basically over now. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just really don't think they wouldn't even have the story done yet at this point. I mean, I know they've delayed the game indefinitely, but come on. I don't think they're still at that point of the game. So I guess that's pretty much all the evidence I can think of right now that says the story's done or almost done, I guess. The only evidence you can really have, I guess, if you're thinking that the writing is not done or a disaster or whatever, would basically be the report back in like April, I think it was, or something that came out that, you know, Techland's going through a lot of employees and they don't even have a vertical slice. The thing that said that they don't have a vertical slice, I don't think that was true at all. I mean, they came out the day after that. They said they have a vertical slice and more. I mean, I'm just not seeing it unless they're lying to us once again, which I hope isn't the case, and I don't think is. I will be furious, though, if we get through Dying Light 2 and it turns out that, you know, someone says in the future that the writing was a complete mess the whole time. I'm going to be furious because they've been telling us, they disproved the article. They said they have a vertical slice. The community manager came out, said he's read the whole story. They haven't really, they've kind of been hinting away from that. And so I would really kind of be pretty mad if that was the case. At this point, though, I don't think there's any solid conclusion you can make that this game is in development hell or writing hell and that the writing isn't done. And you really can't even say for sure that the story's done. That's just a hunch I have, and from the evidence we have, that's what I believe. Not saying that's 100% true, though. Could go either way. Once again, I'm just leaning more towards story being done, and they're working on other stuff right now. So yeah, I guess that's going to be about it. I mean, just to recap, I would say don't really judge him leaving after 22 years on how you think the game is doing, because we don't know. We have no clue. Literally no clue right now, except for some little stuff they've told us that, the community managers read through the story. David Bergantino is working on the next big game. That's about all we know as far as pure evidence. And, we had the article back in the day saying, it's in development hell. But who knows what of it is true, if any. So, yeah, one last thing I guess to say is just, don't go out and act like you think that Dying Light 2 is in writing hell. No one knows what's going on with Dying Light 2 right now. Basically, that's it. I mean, we can speculate a little bit, but that's about it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and like the video. Help me out a little bit. Get that out to some more people if you would. Subscribe if you want more Dying Light 2 content in the future. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.